Hi, this is Parul Singhal and today I'm going to talk about DNE, a technique that has helped over 40,000 people with 99.9% accuracy. Now, what is DNE all about and why do we need to get it done? Well, DNE is an empirical science that helps you find out about yourself, discover yourself to the core, something that is very, very important for you to be successful in life. And to whom all does it imply? It is applicable for anyone from the age group of 1 to 80 years old. So let's figure out what is dermatoglyphic. Derma means skin and glyphic means carvings on the skin. So how do we perform this test? It is a biometric evaluation wherein the fingerprints of all the 10 fingers are captured and analyzed by an expert team. And what does it do? It gives you a complete qualitative and quantitative analysis of your brain. It tells you the potential, your strengths, your limitations, and so much more, like your health factors, your lifestyle, your personality, and what drives you, what holds you back. Once you know all these things, you can become a successful person, you can be an extraordinary achiever. So when we talk about the intelligence of a person, every person has come with 100% intelligence, right? Now, how much intelligence is acquired and how much is inborn? You would be surprised that innate intelligence makes 92% of our brain, whereas acquired intelligence makes up only 8% of our intelligence. Now, we keep focusing on acquiring intelligence and we keep working on so many things. But if this effort is not put in the right direction, then that becomes a cause of stress. And that's why so many people want to change their careers in midlife, because they see that the amount of hard work they are putting in is not fetching them the kind of results they should have. This is a science that helps you take to your peak performance. How? You will play to your strengths. You will play your own game. You will run your own race, not someone else's race. You will know who are you, what are you born for. And for your child, you would know what is his style. For example, there could be one child whom you have to really handhold and really give repeated instructions. Now, if you are a parent who believes that बच्चे तो अपने आप बड़े हो जाते हैं, it's okay, he will also manage like we did, then this child might suffer. But another child who is very much having his own thought process, who does not like too much of interference of parents, for him, if you are giving him instructions day in, day out about everything, he would get irritated. He would stop listening to you. He would backfire because he is so intelligent. And these frictions start happening as children grow up, because as parents, we are not able to really realize that what is our child's real makeup. We are just doing our duty as parents so well, but we are not attuned to what our child needs from us. Now, this DNE report will tell you everything about how to parent your child so as to get the best output from him, so as to inspire him, motivate him, help him, support him, and help him reach his potential to the fullest. You might have observed that some children keep fidgeting or keep moving their chair all the time. They are not able to sit patiently at one place. This report, this consultation will go to the depth of identifying why is that child doing so. Is that a regular practice? You don't have to tell us that the child is doing that. We will be able to identify that your child does something like that, and we'll be able to exactly pinpointedly tell you the reason behind it and the remedies to overcome that. So many children are being labeled as ADHD today. This report will exactly tell you if ADHD is a real problem or your child's infinite potential is making him getting distracted in so many directions that you feel it's ADHD, but actually it's the problem of infinite potential in that child, which is just waiting to be honed. Another important thing that we clearly get to know through the DNE consultation is the personality of your child. Now, personality here does not mean any fancy word which means just the outer way of how your child is, because sometimes what happens is that your child is very, very intelligent, but to others he does not come across as so intelligent. Why? Because maybe he is not good at expressing himself, maybe he is not good with teamwork, maybe he does not know how to interact with others, but his thought process is very, very sharp. You will exactly get to know this from this report. What are the things that are holding back your child? Now, one very important thing that DNE consultation does for you is it takes away the stress from your life. How? Let me explain. What exactly is stress? When you put in your hard work and your effort and you still don't get results, that leads to stress. It's the same thing for children and for adults. Today we see that so many children are also stressed. They have cardiac issues. They have so many anxieties. They have to be taken to counselors to overcome their anxieties and stress. There is so much pressure. But let's understand, stress is not the same as pressure. Stress is equal to the pressure upon resilience. So who all does this DNE apply to? Number one, any child whom you want to make an extraordinary achiever. At age 1, if you identify that this child is going to be good at skating or at football or at gymnastics or at math or science, and you know that he is good with languages, you will get to know that in depth. Will he be good with shooting? Like recently, one of our children called Sanvi, you can see her video also, she has won the gymnastics medal and she is going to represent India in Asian Games. She was recommended to undergo gymnastics at a very young age, and now at the age of 12 she is doing wonders for the country. How did that happen? Would anyone amongst us Indians think of putting their child into gymnastics? Not possible. But for her, it could be done because it was identified at a very young age. You can do the same for your child if you can identify that early. Second case is parents. For parents, it's also a beautiful means of discovering themselves because it helps them in so many ways. Sometimes our parenting is falling short because we are not doing well in our careers or in our relationship. Once we get the DNE done, we realize, we understand that why are we not able to do well in our career? What can we do differently? Are we good as an employee or as a business person? If we are doing business, what kind of business should we do? If we are an employee, what kind of roles should we be playing? What are the things that we could tweak or change in our responsibilities so as to give our best? Is traveling good for us, or do we want to do a desk job? We will exactly get to know the sources of our stress triggers. The third case where this report really helps is mothers. Many times we mothers leave our careers in between to take care of the family, of children, and later on we don't know how to start. This report really helps you restart your career in the right field so that this time you don't lose time understanding what you are best at, but can precisely give you your things wherein you will be happy playing your role. Number 4, lot of people who are already at very high positions and doing very well in life in terms of materialistic gains are still lost. They are still tensed because they are not finding that fulfillment inside. This report exactly pinpoints what are the things that you need to work upon to feel fulfilled in your life, to feel that you are living a holistic, well-balanced life. Because it's not just about money, it's about career, relationships, health, contribution, so many aspects of a person which make him happy and satisfied. And number 5, we use this report for corporate consultations. We exactly are able to tell the management what kind of role should be given to which person. Which leader is self-centered and which leader is a people's person is something that comes out clearly with this report. Which person is meant for a travel job and which person is meant for a desk job. Which person is going to be a good negotiator, whereas who is going to exactly tell you what kind of technical skills you need to have. We will be able to identify and tell you these things with a great precision that you would be amazed at. Now let me tell you who all should not get DNE done. There are two kinds of people who should not get their DNE done. Number one, people who are very happy and satisfied in their life. If you are a person who is absolutely happy and who is living a life of complete harmony, who knows, who is happy doing what he is doing, who is happy with the kind of money that you are earning, who is happy in his relationships and his career, who does not have any health issues, is a person who does not get his DNE done, because then you have already found your purpose, you have already discovered yourself, and who is already doing really well in life. And the second type of person who does not need DNE is a person who does not want to grow in life, who thinks that whatever, wherever he is right now is good for him for the whole life, and he would be happy being where he is. Now many people ask me, what is the best time or the best age to get DNE done? So today is the best day to get your DNE done, because today you are the youngest ever. So whether you are 1 year old or 10 year old or 50 years old, today is the best time for your DNE, because that sets the tone for the rest of your life. Now let's get a little bit technical. How does DNE really work? So we have neurons in our brain, right? And there is a complete nervous system that is running through the whole of our body. Now neurons start from our brain and they go on till the end points of our body. And what are the end points of our body? Our fingertips are the end points. These are the nerve end points. And that's how you are able to figure out what is happening in each lobe of your brain. Forensic science uses only 9 fingerprint patterns. Now you can imagine the kind of scope it presents, but the kind of limitation forensic science has. Just on the basis of these 9 patterns, they can find out if the person has criminal tendencies or not. And this science has been used for years by Scotland to identify people who are criminals and who are not criminals. So just imagine if this can be extended a little more to figure out about other things. Now let me touch upon a very important aspect, which is DMIT. A lot of people ask me, is this same as DMIT? Because it is something that has been used extensively. A lot of people already have knowledge about DMIT in India. A lot of people are already using that. And they have this confusion if DMIT is same as DNE. My answer is no, it is not the same as DMIT. Please do not confuse it with DMIT. What's special about the DNE consultations is that the fingerprints are analyzed by an expert team and then sent on a software that has been used for all the reports, which is completely standardized and which gives an accurate picture of the person's core. There is no chance of any human error in your DNE report. And how do these fingerprints start forming? When do they start forming? These start forming in the 13th week of pregnancy, and they are completely formed before the child is born, and then they can never change. So I hope you have got some real good insights about what is dermatoglyphic neuroscientific evaluation and why every person must get it done for himself or herself or her children or her spouse or her company employees, depending on whatever the case may be. Now that you know what DNE is all about, don't stop at awareness. Take the next step. Let me take an example. Supposingly, God gifted you with 2 children, and let's say one was Albert Einstein and one was Sachin Tendulkar. Now, when he gifted you the 2 children, he forgot to tell you who was who, and you kept working hard on both the children. Now, after 15 years, when God comes back to see what have you done with the children, he is shocked to see that you were making Albert Einstein play in the hot, humid weather for 10 to 12 hours a day. He asks you, what are you doing with Albert? I never sent him to play so hard. He's not meant for that. And you say, well, you told me that I have an Albert Einstein and have a Sachin Tendulkar, so I was giving my best. I am making them work hard so that they can achieve their true potential. But God says, this is not Albert Einstein. He is Sachin Tendulkar. And this is not Sachin Tendulkar. This is Albert Einstein. You confuse the two. So you realize, after 15 years, will you be able to change and still take them to their potential? The acquired intelligence that they have is in a completely different field from what they were born to do. This is the problem that we all parents are facing. We don't really understand what our children's innates are, what are the potentials that they are born with. Now, this science helps you figure that out as early as when they're 1 year old. Because fingerprints don't change over the lifetime of a person. This is no astrology. This is simple science of fingerprints which has been used since centuries, and this art was lost. It has been there in our Shastras. It has been there for thousands and thousands of years, but it's just that we had lost it. Now in countries like Russia, USA, China, they're already using this science for identifying athletes at a very young age, and they start training them in the right field because it can tell you very accurately which child is meant for which sports, what kind of studies. It won't just tell you at a superficial level that this child can do commerce well or science well. It will tell you exactly which stream of science, which stream of medical, whether he can be a good surgeon or a good dermatologist or a good physician. It can go really in depth. Come experience it for yourself and unlock the blueprint to your peak performance.